know this looks a little crazy, but I've always wanted to build my own open-air computer case, or they call it a custom rig. It goes by many names. But for this one, I decided to just grab stuff that's laying around the house and try and build my own case. And this was just a shelf that I found, and I decided to use it. And it's still not completely finished. Like, I still need buttons and I still need to paint the board, but it works. Everything works on here. I'm actually using this, and I wanted to show you guys how you could also build something like this with just a bunch of random stuff and hardly spend any money to buy a new case or even buy equipment to build this. The most difficult thing I would say for me was, when I built this, was lining up the screw holes with the motherboard. You see, there's like about 10 screws that screws the motherboard to these lifters. So I had to basically screw these screws onto the board, mark them, and then put some masking tape over this board, and then I had to put it down so it was able to make my marks. So that was a little tricky, but I managed to figure it out, and the motherboard is almost perfectly aligned with this board. And I don't have a lot of experience. I'm not a carpenter or some kind of a skillful woodmaker guy. So, and as you can see over here, that I had to cut this board. This board was actually at the back. It was more down, so I had to cut it out. And that's perhaps, there was only two things that I had to cut here. It was this, and there was another hole at the bottom. Let me just lift it up. That hole at the bottom there for the power supply, I had to cut that open. So there wasn't a lot of cutting involved. The only thing I had to buy was these hinges. And yeah, let me show you why I put these hinges here. These hinges, I put them here so that I could lift up this entire board. And that's where all of the other good stuff is hiding. Yeah, but it doesn't look really good. So yeah, I still need to figure out how to make this a little bit more compact. But yeah, I had to just figure out something to put them all in there. Put this here. So now it's almost like a little car hood, and all of my hard drives are down here. I had to buy this also, this little bracket to screw all of my hard drives, and I also have some on this side for these two hard drives. And on the back I also had to get this. As you can see, I had to cut those little plates. That was just there to hold down the power supply, and the power supply is pretty sturdy. And yeah, and these brackets, and I had to put in these corner blocks just to hold this board here, because it was a little wobbly. And yeah, that was about it. And I had to move this. I had to screw this board against this one over here. And I kind of had to figure out what to do here, because there was a space. Like I said, I'm not, good at cutting stuff, so I had to kind of figure something out to hold my graphic cards or any cards, just hold them firmly in place. And yeah, that worked. And I also had to use these little brackets just to hold the CPU cooler, and that's pretty in there, pretty cool too. And this is just a little extra bracket I put on here just to lift up this entire board with everything. So let me put this down, and what happens is, when I put it down, I kind of have to move the wires so that the top board doesn't sit on the wires. And this entire board is actually sitting on this power supply, and yeah, it's pretty even. I haven't connected any buttons yet. I'm just currently using a little, anything that's metal. I just have to connect those two little pins together, and that turns on the computer. But yeah, I need to get buttons for that to be more. I need to get buttons to make that a little bit more easier. And I also added this USB adapter here to this board to make it easy to get to USB. So that works pretty nice. And Yeah, one thing I have to mention about this open air, it's really convenient in the sense that you can get easy access to anything that's in here. And yeah, it does grab a lot of dust, but it's really easy to clean. You just need a good brush and you can clean it out really nicely. Now, a lot of cases like this, the problem a lot of people have is the wires are always sticking out. But luckily I was able to hide all of my yucky wires. So the only wires sticking out now are these ones, and they're not really that bad. I think it would look a lot more nicer if I cover up this hole like halfway or something like that. But I need to switch this on so I can show you guys what it actually looks like when it's running. So let's go into that. So I'm gonna turn it on now, and this is what I'm going to use. Like I said, I still need to get a switch, but let's do this. But that's pretty easy. It looks like a little bit complicated, but it's really not. And yeah, you shut it down on the system, so I only have to do that to switch it on. Now I can still lift this up, but I don't need to. There's nothing that I need to do underneath the computer. That just makes it easy to access the hard drives and that kind of stuff. So one of the nice things about having a custom build PC like this is you can customize it however you want to. Like you can add more LED lights, you can change the paint, and like for example, I got this fan here. Like I can mount this fan to the top here like this to maybe cool the graphic card, or to this on this side here, wherever I want to. Or like on top of the CPU, I can just screw it in there and yeah, it'll stay. So that's one of the things I like about these kind of cases. You can just do whatever you want to, and even if there's holes left, and you can just patch it up and make it look like there was never a hole in the first place. So yeah, that's what I really like about custom build PCs. So as you guys can see, it's a fully functional computer. Everything works. There's no problems or anything like that. Yes, I still need to do some painting and some touch-ups, but I'll do that later. So what I'll do in my next video, I'll make another one like this where I show you guys how to actually build a case like this. Or you can even build your own one at home with this stuff laying around. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss that video, and hit the like button. So I'll see you guys in the next one.